Welcome back guys. In this video I'll be testing the demo of Tainted Grail, the fall of Avalon on my Rog Ally running on Windows 11 and SteamDeck running on SteamOS. It's an open world action role playing game which is set in a dark fantasy reimagining of Arthurian legend. This game was in early access for years. Version 1 was released a couple of weeks ago. The game's main quest involves collecting the remaining pieces of Arthur's soul to aid in his resurrection. The game can be played in first person or third person mode. Currently, it only supports DLSS upscaler, does not support upscalers like FSR and XeSS, does not even support any frame generation technique. In this video, I'll be showing you how to enable XeSS version 2 upscaler in conjunction with FSR frame generation. In order to achieve this, I'll be using Optiscaler Mod. This game uses Unity 6 engine. Older versions of Optiscaler Mod will exhibit graphical artifacts with frame generation enabled. You need to use a specific test build. This is the build that I am talking about, available on Optiscaler's Discord server. I'll give the link to this post in the description of the video. I'll also give the Google Drive link to this build. Click on the .7z build to download it. It should fix Unity and Opti frame generation related artifacts. I'll kick things off with Rog Ally, show you Optiscaler mod setup. Open its archive file and just copy the highlighted files, 4 of them. Need to paste them in the game's install directory. Select the game in your Steam library, right click, manage, click on browse local files. Paste the mod files here, next to the game's main exe file. Change the name of optiscaler.dll file to dxgi.dll. Now just open optiscaler.ini file. Set dx12 upscaler to XeSS. Set FG type to OptiFG as we will be using Optiscaler frame generation. Click on file, click on save, close. Create a copy of this DLL file in this directory, nvngx_dlss. Change its name to nvngx. Mod installation complete. This game supports both DirectX 11 and 12 APIs. On Rog Ally, it will run using DirectX 11 API out of the box, but we need to run the game in DirectX 12 API in order to get Optiscaler FSR frame generation working. I'll show you how to get the game working in DirectX 12 mode. Select the game in your Steam library, click on the settings cog here, click on properties, click on general. Under launch options, add this line -force -d3d12. I'll provide this line in the description of the video. You can copy it from there and paste it here. Show you the trendline settings. For this game I have enabled freezing, basing and anti-lag. Set the UMA buffer size to 6 GB. My Ally is running on BIOS version 341. I have installed Ally's latest official GPU driver that added support for Tomb the Dark Ages. Using a 27 watts manual profile, all 3 power values set at 27 watts, 900p resolution, CPU boost disabled. Connected my 8-bit to Ultimate 2C controller to Ally via 2.4 GHz wireless mode. Launch the game. I have disabled autosave, optional. Display settings, mode set to borderless, 900p resolution, no FPS cap applied, VSync disabled, motion blur off, video settings, dynamic resolution set to DLSS, this means the mod is working, render scale set to 75%, medium to high settings, I just scroll down. Texture quality set to high. Chromatic aberration disable. Apply. We'll use Adrenaline performance overlay to show you the performance metrics. Graphics API, yeah, it should be DirectX 12, should not be DirectX 11. There's my character. And just equip a club, my weapon. Here we are in. Open Optiscaler menu by pressing the insert keyboard key. There it is. I'll just increase its size. Click on the drop down bar next to UI scale. Select 1.2 as the option. Size increase. Make sure XeSS is selected from this drop down bar. Version is shown here. If for some reason you want to use FSR 3.x upscaler, select FSR from here. 3.x. Apply. Version will change. 3.1.3, go back to XeSS, apply. Optiscaler frame generation disable for the time being. Make sure Auto Explorer setting is on. I'll just play the game without frame generation. Base resolution can be seen here, 1120 by 630, upscale to 900p. Save and close. Our settings will get saved even after we restart the game. Mod settings. The FPS is within a range of 44 to 50. I'll engage in combat. Not a good idea, beg your pardon. Not a good idea to fight against two NPCs at once. One guy down. FPS stays close to 45. Now I'll enable frame generation. Press the insert keyboard key. Check the setting FG active. Check the setting FG hotfix. Set the limit value to 1. Do not enable FG extended setting. Check the setting FG allow async. This setting is very important. FG flip unity. Enable this setting. Now the depth resources will be rendered properly. Won't appear to be flipped in the debug view. I'll just show you this. Resume the game. Yeah, depth resources are rendered properly. Displays are working properly for all of the images. No HUD elements are visible in the bottom middle image, so the game's interface won't flicker with Optiscaler FSR frame generation enabled. The color palette is exactly the same for the bottom middle and bottom right images. Frame generation smoothing effect will work properly. I'll just disable the debug view. Save and close. Yeah, FPS increased to around 80. Can observe the added amount of smoothness, and the game's interface is not flickering, so everything is working properly. Mod works very nicely in this game. Now I'll be fighting against the giant Sentinel. If your equipped weapon is close to the right edge, some ghosting will appear around it. You can switch to a third person mode like this. I'm getting close to 90 FPS here. Yeah, there's the giant Sentinel. I'll use the power provided to me by King Arthur. Press the right stick. Slow down time. Just move around this thing. This game will exhibit some stuttering when you run it for the first time. Performance should stabilize after playing the game for a few minutes. Slow on HP. Out of stamina. Took it out. Use this portal. My objective is to leave this island. Now we're in the open. 70 to 80 FPS. It's a good performance on Rog Ally with the mod installed. Hitting the GPU bottleneck. Now I'll test the game on my SteamDeck. You need to use this specific test build of Optiscaler mod in order to get FSR frame generation working properly in this game without any graphical artifacts. It's due to the game's engine, Unity 6. This build is available on Optiscaler's Discord server. I'll give its link in the description of the video, Google Drive link as well. Download it by clicking on the .7z link here. Open Dolphin File Explorer, click on Downloads. Here you'll find the downloaded file. I have transferred it to another directory. It does not matter. Now I'll show you the mod setup process. Open the archive file. Need to extract a few files. I'll highlight them, 4 of them. Drag and drop them outside of this archive window like this. Wait for the extraction process to complete. Close. Now just select the extracted files. Right click, cut. Need to paste them in the game's installed directory. Select the game in your Steam library, right click, manage, click on browse local files. Paste the mod files here. Change the name of optiscaler.dll file to dxgi.dll. Just open optiscaler.ini file. Set dx12 upscaler to XeSS. Set FG type to OptiFG. Click on save here. Close. Create a copy of nvngx_dlss.dll in this directory where the game's main exe file is present. Copy, paste, set its name to nvngx.dll. Continue. Mod has been installed. Now this game supports both DirectX 11 and 12 APIs. On SteamDeck, the game will run using DirectX 11 API out of the box. In order to get Optiscaler FSR frame generation working, we need to run the game in DirectX 12 mode. I'll show you how to do this. Need to add a launch option to the game. We also need to add a launch option for Optiscaler Mod. Just select the game in your Steam library. Click on the settings cog here. Click on properties. Click on general. Under launch options, add this line of text. I'll give it in the description of the video. Just copy it from there and paste it here. dxgi line here is for loading the mod's dxgi file. SteamDeck equal to 0 line will unlock the game settings. Make the game think that's not running on SteamDeck. -force-tc12 will make the game run in DirectX 12 mode. For this game I'm using G Proton version 10-4 as the compatibility layer. We are ready to run the game. I'll switch to SteamOS gaming mode. Play. It's the LCD variant of SteamDeck. Display supports up to 60Hz refresh rate. We are in performance QM setting. OLL set to 2. I have uncapped the FPS by enabling disable frame limit and allow tearing settings. That's it. Disable autosave. Optional. Display mode set to borderless. 800p resolution. No FPS cap applied. VSync disable. Motion blur disable. Video settings. Dynamic resolution set to DLSS. Resolution scale value set to 70%. Mod is working. Texture quality set to high. Rest of the settings set to low. And just scroll down. Chromatic aberration effect disable. Rest of the effects enable. That's it. We are in. Open Optiscaler menu by pressing the insert keyboard key. There is the menu. From this drop down bar, make sure XeSS is selected, version 2.0.1. Frame generation disabled for the time being. Here you can see the graphics API. It should be DirectX 12, not 11. Otherwise Optiscaler FSR frame generation won't work. Auto exposure setting on. You can see the base resolution value here. 832 by 520 pixels upscale to 800p. Save and I close. Play the game without frame generation first. Quickly show you the base FPS. Oh my god. And just escape from a prison cell. FPS here is close to 40. 35 to 45. It's variable. Now I'll enable FSR frame generation. Animation quality here is looking a bit choppy. Press the insert keyboard key. Check this setting FG active. Check this setting FG hotfix. Set the limit value to 1. Do not enable FG extended setting. Check this setting FG allow async. Check this setting FG flip Unity. Game uses Unity engine. Depth resources will be rendered properly now with this build. I'll show you the debug view. Check this setting FG debug view. Back to the game. Your depth buffer is rendered properly. Displays are working properly for all of the images. No HUD elements are visible in the bottom middle image. Game's interface should not flicker with Optiscaler FSR frame generation ever. Color palette is exactly the same for the bottom middle and bottom right images. Frame generation smoothing effect should work properly. Disable the debug view. Click on save and mod settings will be saved even after restarting the game. Open performance QM setting. Enable manual GPU clock speed setting. Set the clock speed to 1400 MHz. Yeah, FPS increased to around 60. Check out the real world input delay. It's manageable. Animation quality is looking much better now compared to the game running without frame generation. Take out this guy. Another priest is present here. Need to be careful. Just toss that tab. The game is definitely playable using frame generation on SteamDeck. Game's interface is not flickering. Even the crosshair is not flickering. Cleared the area. Equipped weapon is close to the right edge, so some ghosting is produced around it when I move the camera. See? This did not happen on Rog Ally. Now I'll be fighting against the giant Sentinel. Look at that ghosting. I'll just switch to the third person mode. There you go. Sentinel spawned. Use my ability. Press the right stick. Slow down time. FPS 45. Maybe due to the slow motion effect. Our ability. FPS back up to 70. It's missing all of its attacks. Took it out. Slowed down the game. The explosion effect. Use the portal. So good to see the mod working even on SteamDeck running on Linux based SteamOS. This is XeSS 2 Upscaler combined with FSR frame generation. That's it with the video guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.